Tarik Skubal is the most interesting name in this upcoming trade deadline. At 29 years of age and just 6 years at the major league level, he's won back-to-back Cy Youngs, a triple crown, and is considered the marquee arm in baseball. That includes names like Spencer Miles, Louis Varland, and Joe Biagini in the past. When you could end a complete game shutout with a 103-mile-per-hour fastball on pitch 93?
It's fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
Take both of my balls. Obviously, a basketball and the football in my backyard. Heck, I can even throw in Sosa. Not the one you're thinking of, an even better one. His name is Lenyn Sosa. To get this man in blue. With an expiring deal and Detroit struggling in the AL Central, the trade of Skubal is all but a foregone conclusion. Exigency, a fancy way of saying crisis. A time or state of affairs requiring prompt or decisive action. The Toronto Blue Jays were on a 4-game winning streak, and finally we can turn the season around.
Right.
Dylan Cease gets injured and is now on the IL with a hamstring issue. And Mitch Keller decided,
I'm gonna plunk Vladdy.
Who took a shot right near his elbow, missing the following game with right elbow discomfort. I mean, come on, what is our luck recently? We have 15 names, 15 on the IL. It isn't a very good feeling, and the open tryouts at the Rogers Center seem more and more likely, so hey, you might be able to play for the Blue Jays soon. If we are truly all in and in the mix by the deadline, is a discounted Skubal the move that changes everything. Why, you may ask? Well, like always, a like goes a long way, and every single person who does it, thank you. Now back to the video. The Toronto Blue Jays currently sit 27-29 in the wild card hunt. Recently, I had a game where I watched the Orioles beat the Rays in the 13th inning, and I'm gonna keep it real, I was hate watching. I never thought I'd root for the Baltimore Orioles, but hey, Tatis Jr. has less home runs than Heineman, so it's a unique timeline. Back to the guys in blue. With the injury of Dylan Cease now added into the equation, we are thin, very thin. Ross is already making multiple different moves to try to cope with all these injuries. Eric Lauer is making his first start for the Dodgers, but really, he is a undercover Blue Jay, right? Oh right, yeah, now Eric Lauer knows how to pitch, oh great. Until Max Scherzer and Shane Bieber are back, these are going to be some massive games going forward after the Marlins series, that the already well-used bullpen has to make up for. Thankfully, we have Rule 5 draftee Spencer Miles on deck, who's been a legit level bullpen arm who eats innings. What a pickup by Atkins. Skubal has a few teams interested in him. The Dodgers, yeah, who else? The New York Yankees, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the San Diego Padres. The only team not at 500 and in the mix. Yahoo! A mock trade is gonna include a top prospect in the farm. Whether it's JoJo Parker, Arjun Namala, or others. We made a similar trade many years ago in the 2015 season. David Price, a rental from the same Detroit Tigers, became a Jay, signifying to everyone across the AL East and baseball that the Blue Jays wanted to compete in 2015. The move at the time costed us Daniel Norris, Matt Boyd, and Jario Laporte. In turn, it led to having a premier ace in the rotation, and finally breaking a 22-year playoff drought. Now, if Detroit are adamant on a deal involving Trey Savage, when Skubal only has 6 months left on his contract, Atkins, just put the phone down and make one of your nifty moves. However, if they're massive fans of a JoJo Parker, Arjun Namala, Ricky Tiedemanns, or someone in the farm, it's a move you have to make. Just imagine a rotation: Skubal, Cease, Gausman, Savage, and Bieber. That is the best rotation in baseball, and that is extremely elite. The upside of making such a move can rejuvenate every player on the roster up and down, as at the end of the day, we all have one common goal: making it deep into the Fall Classic and holding the World Series trophy. Drafted 254th overall, Skubal is a very interesting story. It's a dude who rose seemingly from nothing to throwing 103 miles per hour with ease. The ace of the Tigers, and in both his Cy Young seasons mopped the floor in terms of what he can do on a baseball mound. A 6.7 WAR in 2024, a 6.5 WAR in 2025, before the injury in 2026, cutting his campaign short. A guy who can throw 5 different pitches, and his 2025 Baseball Savant page is very scary. 100 percentile in both pitching run value and off-speed run value. It's pick your poison when Skubal gets on the mound. Now, are the Blue Jays going to be able to retain Skubal, or will he walk after the big trade? After signing Dylan Cease for 7 years, $210 million, and if Skubal has a legit Cy Young level second half, we are looking at a bidding war north of
300 to 400 million
to get a deal done.
Hello, I like money.
What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original?
Money!
The Jays do have a lot of money coming off the books. However, we did let David Price walk after the 2015 season, and he signed with the Boston Red Sox, and I really doubt the Blue Jays would be willing to shove out such excess money right after Cease. A rental year is something you do for the top name in baseball. We did this in 2019 for the top name in basketball, and what did that get us? And hey, after winning it, paying big isn't such a bad idea. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the end of this video. Ross Atkins has a very interesting dilemma to work out. Either you're gonna buy all in, and hey, you are going for the biggest name in terms of pitching, or you blame the injuries and we let the moment pass. Personally, I feel like Atkins, this is the move. I like the first idea better. That's just me. Now, if I can bring back one Blue Jay from Blue Jays history, it would be 34 years of age, Roger Clemens. Now, he was on steroids, but let's be real, even without the steroids, this guy was an elite level pitcher, and you can never say no to elite pitching. Comment below your interesting XJ you'd like to see playing in 2026. As always, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Keep watching your Blue Jays, and peace.